Each time that we come into the presence of God, it's an opportunity to be able to move from one level to the other. It's a privilege and it's an honor to be called into the throne room of the monarch of Zion. You know, you cannot get into a place until you cannot get into a president's office until an invitation is issued unto you. Most of the times, such meetings we hold, it's not really because it's a convenient time. It's just because that's the time that the invitation has been given. So we can decide to push it forward. Then we come back and try to get into it, but it's like nothing is moving. Because the invitation has been given. And then if it's not honored, like what Jesus did, there's a parable of a wedding feast. Now the Lord sent out invitations to his friends. And what happened? He said they could not make it alone. So he went out and sent the invitations to peasants and beggars. This is why in every dispensation, in every is it every year? No. There's always a season. Every season, something happens. So God starts moving with certain individuals. When he's moving with them, he sends an invitation. They honor the invitation and then they get into it. But then, because it's their first time of getting that type of invitation, they're so eager about it and excited about it. So they discover that they get into a realm where it's like there are countless impossibilities. So everything they do is like there's a possibility in everything, because like it's like you're in a point where there is no limitations. So what happens is at that point people start talking so much, and then most of the time these people are not really trained to be able to sustain their ability to encourage themselves even when such things happen. So what happens is they talk and everything gets into them. Then they tend to slow down. The invitations start coming, they honor some and then they don't honor some. They honor some and then they don't honor some. It happens like that in a circle. So the next circle comes. So God is saying, if I need people who keep on doing my work, but I cannot send invitations to these ones no more because they are slowing down. So what he does now is he sends it out now back down to the prostitutes and everything. So some people get it now, then they start coming up. That's what happens. That's why in Christianity you hear every father or anybody who has ever been in Christianity will tell you, we were there before. We know how it is. Do you know the things we even did? I'm not done with it. You understand? But along the line, they fail to honor the invitations. And God is a businessman. He needs his things to be going. That is why we said the other time that you should never for once think in your head that you are doing God a favor by letting him help you. You die now, his work continue. As if you die today, heaven will not stop from existing. People will still get saved. So it's just an honor and a privilege. You're being given the chance to redeem yourself. You are being given the chance to prove yourself. You are being given the chance to get crowns. Yeah. That's the whole essence of everything. So when we are seated here and then we are trying to navigate our way into the spirit, to be able to stand where we have to stand, where we can control some degree of power or can control divinity in humanity, where we can bring down heaven on earth. There's always a standpoint. We behold. When we behold, we become. We will never become what we have not beheld. So one day and another, daily, From one stage to another, we become. Yes, we become like through a glass with view, with closed eyes, but then we shall see face to face. We hear now in parts, but then we shall know as we are known. Perfection is not a suggestion. We are not suggesting that, well, maybe if you follow God, you can be perfect, or you only can be perfect in heaven. There's a possibility for you to be perfect, but even while on earth, was Jesus not perfect? Was he not? Then the Bible says he came to show us what? A role model. He's our role model. If Jesus is our role model, then we are supposed to be how he was. John says, for if you say you have God, you have to be. You have to be on earth how he is in heaven. So you see that we first of all miss where we stand from. We are standing from comparing with others. We are standing to compare with things that people are doing. We are standing to compare with no humans. And here what they say, compare with people's posts online. But God is looking at you and saying, you are supposed to be here how I am there. You don't know what that means. God is bringing you to a place. He wants you to come to a place where you can be as he is there here. But guess what? In the classes we go. The classes we pass. I was talking with Joy this afternoon. Talking about moving from a certain class to the next class. Getting matured in a certain level. And then you're going on. The truth is, most of the times, our problem is you get a gift, right? Then you operate in the gift in such a way that you start getting to maturity in that particular gift. Then according to you, you think you are matured in Christianity. When somebody is in class 5, right? Or is in, let's take from 5, then is ready to write the GCE. When the person writes the GCE, just the person being ready to write the GCE doesn't mean that the person is in upper secondary. Does not mean the person is in upper secondary. But the person can be, but the person is not. Okay. Now that person who is ready to write GCE, doesn't mean that the same person is ready to write back. The same person who is ready to write GCE, ordinary level, is not ready to write baccalaureate. Right? But it's almost equivalent now. It's almost equivalent. It's equivalent. But the person is mature to write GCE, ordinary level. But for back, he's still a baby. Where I'm heading to is, you can be walking like this and having revelations of God, and it's like you're matured in that side. But when it comes daily living, the life of Christ, you're a baby. That's where I'm going to. You can be matured in sin, but you're a baby when it concerns the word. You can be matured in sin, but in prayers, you are a baby. You can be matured in prayer, but you are a baby when it concerns revelation. You understand? So, see, you can even attain financial breakthrough. You can attain financial grace, and your finances is high. You're matured in that particular finances, but you are a baby when it concerns working with God. This is one thing that we have not understood in the church. So in churches, they take people who teach well. They say these ones are more spiritually mature. There in the side of teaching, yes, with all round no. Remember, the goal is to be what? Mature round. That's the goal. The goal is to be mature round. So in as much as a certain aspect of your life is matured, does not mean you should stop and you have arrived. Because there are other aspects of your life that has not been matured yet. See, if you can only mature all aspects of your life, you walk like Jesus. You'll be able to pass through all. The reason why we still dangle is because we are not mature. That's why Hebrews 6, 5. Hebrews 5, last verse. Say, "For a solid meat is for those who by constant use of the word have trained themselves to discern between good and evil." You did not hear say that to do a particular thing, but has trained themselves with the word to discern between what? So there are only two things in this world, good and evil. But most of us, we are seeing like there's good, there's almost good, then there's evil, and not too evil,
And small bad.
and still small bad. Yes, and justifiable. Understand? But mature people know only two, good and evil. If something is not good, it's evil. If it's not evil, it's good. And they know the difference so clear. When you were in class 1, if they put this color and white, you know the difference. When you reach class 2, you could you still tell the difference. But you started reaching class 3, class 4. You see, you start to try. You understand? That's why it's in the spirit. See, there are elementaries for every. There are elementaries for every class. Elementaries for everything. So I can be able to see spirits. I can be able to see people's lives today. There's another deeper part of seeing people's lives. Let's talk about seeing people's life. So I can see, okay, Hope, this is who Hope is in the spirit. She's supposed to do this and this. So there's this on her, this the spiritual weapon she holds, so and so and so. This is what God is giving her. There are other levels where I can be like, okay, Hope, this is what happened in your generation past. It's another level. I can look at her and even see her mother's name, her father's name, the name of her brothers. In fact, what her brother did that affected her and how she reacted to it. Or maybe the slap she gave somebody in the house or in school. And then there's another level again. You get where I can start calling your phone number. I call your bank account and take your password. I take your phone and I can unlock it. Then there's another level, and this is the one that was given to me with Aaron Braham. The ability to be able to tell people the secrets of their heart. That was one sign that God told him, that is what proof that I've sent you. You understand? So never stay there and compare yourself with people. There are greater levels. Now, so for how many years have you stayed on a particular realm? How many years? They are deeper. For example, we have been talking about tongues. So it has been that anybody who cannot speak in tongues is not a Christian. That's how some people say. Or they say you have not been baptized in the Holy Spirit. Again. So you start speaking in tongues. And you have spoken in tongues. Okay. What next? Have you ever thought about that? You think that's all to it? There's another level in tongues. You speak in tongues. So Paul says, I speak in tongues. You do not understand, but the Spirit understands what I'm praying. Again. That's another level altogether we don't know. The ability to speak in tongues and command spirits. Most of the tongues that most of us do and we think we are commanding spirits, you are just edifying yourself. That's the preliminary part. That's the elementaries of tongues. Edification of self. Say, for he who speaks in tongues edifies himself. You understand? The next level, speaking to spirits. The next level, the ability to speak in tongues and be able to understand what you're saying. So Paul says, I'll speak in tongues, I'll pray in tongues, but I'll pray with my understanding. People think I was saying he'll pray in English. No. I was just saying I'll speak in tongues, but I'll understand what I'm saying. It's another level. So you see how people are still there fighting about tongues. I can speak in tongues, so I can do this. Edification tongues, so it's not like you get. Then you hear somebody gets into another realm where he gets the ability of diversities of tongue. He gets to India and starts speaking India because he has diversities of tongue. And trust me, I like that one because now, if you have not labored in the spirit, you'll not find it. That is of a deeper oil. Yes. And guess what? That's where the apostles started from. That's where they started from. Yes, they started from the deepest one. It's deeper. Yes. That's where they started from. You understand? Yes. So the other days we'll be talking about things that be hinging us now. Be hinging us from moving further. How God wants us to move and the rest. Right. So we'll continue to do. All of this new talk, so I started in, was to get us now to this direction. Where you are in the spirit now, there is a deeper realm that you have to get into. But the thing is, in the spirit, there are circles of classes. There are circles of a particular realm. So when you're in a certain circle, you can go up and up and up until you hit the highest level of that circle. When you're at the highest level of that circle, it now feels like there's a wall that you cannot cross to get to the next circle that is above. So most of the times, people what's that word again? No. And that one that they used to say that okay, people exhaust. Yes, people exhaust their circle. Then they go and get, now they stand it like a wall. They cannot move up, they cannot move down. They're just there like that. You've completed the cycle. You need to cross onto the next cycle. Now you know it's like people that don't know chemistry. You know when they talk about shells, to knock an electron from a particular shell is easier than to knock across, getting into another shell. So in the spirit, it's like getting to another shell. You do sciences. So you understand. You understand. So you don't understand. Okay. So the thing is, we have been in places where now it's easier to grow in a particular shell. And guess what? When you stay in that shell too much, you lose everything. You start going back from it again till you feel it again. Yes, now God does not like wasting. So he's going to use you like like no, not like covalent bonding. Wait, which bonding is that you donate or no? You don't share. You send it off, then you remain empty. Yes, I think it's dative covalent. Is it dative covalent? Don't follow us. Yes. Anyways, yes, any of you don't understand what I'm saying. So that's what happens. So that is why people find themselves like they're in circles going around. So the question is, how do you break through the wall to get into the next energy level? That's the question. You can pray in tongues and go. It's true now. When mercy finds you, you can pray in tongues and go. You can sing your way and pass when mercy finds you. But if you must pass, the only way is to get into a higher level of concentration. You must get into a higher level of consecration. Hope. As we said the other day, then we ended somewhere about that the thou shalt not. Now let's go further. As we said the other time, as we're sharing with what he asked, that what did he answer? Yes. I did. Yes. Then I was like, yes. You get from the scriptures now. Then I was like, but you get the rest when you start working on this. There are rules that govern every realm that you are in. The rules that govern the realm that I'm in is dependent on the oil that is on my head, and dependent on my wiring and the office. So the oil on my head, my wiring, and the office I'm operating in determine, yes, the rules that I'm going to follow. The rules are never the same for everybody. It can be the same with you if and only if you fall under, you're under my stream. If not so, it's a lie. There's no such thing as a steady path. But the truth is, we know there's an ancient path. The ancient path shows you a way to go into your own unsteady path. So there is something that you're doing that you should not be doing, that if you stop doing, will push you to the next round. There is something that you need to do and you don't even know it. And if you start doing it, it will push you to the next energy level. This is where it stands now. This is where it stands. So you have been seen. But it's like your sin is not passing certain level. For you to go into a higher level of that sin, there's a certain consecration you need to do. There's a certain that you need to follow to be able to pass. And until you get it, you keep on wandering around. The truth is, sometimes we get into realms and you don't even know how you got into it. There was something you did that opened it for you, but you did not take note of it and you don't even know.
Possible for somebody to ensure you enter without intercession.
It depends the realm. It's possible. It's very possible. depends the realm you're entering to. And also depends on the realm at which the person stands. Like for example, you're seeing is still down elementary, it's still basic. Then you meet somebody who's seeing is high up. He can stand up and draw you inside up. Very positive. It's very positive. But now, what we are talking about, people being stagnant on a particular realm. But then, how do we first of all deal with their relationship with God first? They are working. Now, have you taken note of how God relates with you for the previous years up till now? So you know what is changing. So because it's add this, you'll be able to know I've added this. Or else you keep on getting into things without knowing what you did, and you're not able to help others. And we'll talk about consecration. It's not about just about fasting and prayers. It's beyond that. The word consecration means set apart. To set yourself apart. So you have to set yourself apart. It's not about praying. There are people who pray, but nothing's happening. There are people who don't pray, but many things happen. Look at somebody like Samson. Was Samson praying? What? Get up and go and do his things, sleep with his ladies, and come and go and beat Philistines. As long as he kept that particular pattern for that grace, what happens? No matter what you do, you'll be Samson. You can do anything you do, but you'll still be Samson. Do you understand? So if you're seeing and they start losing the ability to see, you are trained consecration patterns that you should not throw. Hi. This one is feeling hard. Are we understanding? Yeah. Why is it feeling hard? Maybe it's hard because you might leave this place and something else is going to come. But then we'll still neglect this particular part. They will still be waiting to hear it again another day. I've told us, Christianity is not having secrets, many secrets. Very easy, obey. Obey, keep your consecration patterns. Be sensitive to the Spirit and move with the Spirit. What are we even talking about? Something about, is it patterns too or something? No, this active. So like men of the Spirit are like wind there. So wind can carry you from here and throw you to the other side. Yes, about what God can do and what God cannot do. Understand? Okay, like for example on Sunday, how did you go to church? Why did you go to church? The Spirit says you just go away. But if in your mind you already know what the Spirit can do, the Spirit cannot do, what will you say? You cannot be God.
God forbid.
You cannot be God. You cannot be God. You cannot be God. God will never allow you to be so irresponsible. But you forget that he asked somebody to wear camel. and eat wild locusts and honey. What is life? Ask another person never to shave his head. Just imagine how dirty the guy's hair can be. I'm telling you, tell somebody to put cow gum. That's the one that shocked me. Told somebody to get up and break the wall of his house. Guy is back and forth. In fact, they don't deliver you. See, they'll go you for serious deliverance and counseling. 1 year. Yes. Those, in fact, let's even forget about that one. Let's use the abnormal one. He asked somebody to walk naked for 3 years.
Where was that?
He was married too.
Where was that?
Huh?
Where was that?
Where? It's in the Bible.
Which Bible? Are we in the same Bible?
Just ask here.
I'm listening.
Okay. I'll people later. People don't know. Give me a phone.
I'm in shock.
People have not read that one. Which kind of Bible do you have? Which time? This time? I like my Bible. My Bible not things well.
Which one? What does it say?
Oh, you. See, man, it's big here.
That English keyboard.
That's how I show. See where it's going to go and type now. Naked. No. It's close numbers to Joshua.
Wait, seriously?
That's it. Isaiah 20 verse 3. Open it. See.
Open your Bible, please.
And the Lord said, like as my servant Isaiah had walked naked and barefoot 3 years, for his sign and wonder upon Egypt and upon Ethiopia.
That's it now.
and
Naked and barefooted. Naked and then barefooted for 3 years.
Here, Isaiah 24. So shall the king of Assyria let Jesus. It's the same thing. Okay.
Naked,
Yes.
as in naked without
That
dress,
walk-
naked.
At the same time, the Lord spoke by the son of Isaiah, the son of Amos, saying, go and loose the sackcloth up from their loins and put on shoe from their feet. And he did so, walking naked and barefoot. That's verse 2.
Move his ears out, he said, and he shoot. God told me.
My God.
Wow.
Tell where it's found.
Isaiah chapter
Isaiah
20.
20. Just read 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see.
Start it. Start it. So anytime you get up and you want to say what God can do and what God cannot do, you should first think very well. Okay, it was in that generation.
Wow.
Was Jesus not almost naked? He was tying all this thing on his waist now.
What was that?
When they crucified him.
Jesus.
Anybody say anything?
No. So just imagine that in the days of these guys, Isaiah. And the guy was married now.
Yeah, with children.
So imagine what his wife would say.
My father, I
Imagine what his children would say. And then the friend of his children.
Maybe what's his name?
Before the parents of his children's friends. Before his brothers.
What he says.
Before the whole city. 3 years. 3 years. 3 years. No 1 month. 3 years.
What? I come back to that like eat.
just but she let me eat.
So do you understand? So this is what I'm trying to say. Most of the times we try to say we know God, we don't know God. Wipe it from your head, you don't know Him. Don't know Him. I was talking something last night. Someone was disturbing with the teacher. I said, please, excuse me, I'm trying to think. He was not thinking. I said, can you share what you're thinking about? I was like, what our generation needs. I was like, how? I was like, that's what I'm thinking. You asked me to tell you what I'm thinking about. So I told you. Wow. So how can I help? I said, help by asking God name. God can tell you, share with me, at least you have help. Seriously, because when we stand, everyone on social media, everybody says this is what we need, this is what we need, this is what we need. I've got revelations like this of what we need. We know it's working. So there is something that we need, that we don't know it. You know, there's a tendency where you stand at a point. This is what theology does, philosophy. You stand at a point where you get to analyze everything. Analyze this, like a data analyst. You bring it all together. You say, okay, the only possible solution can be this. You get up, this is what God said. It's not God who said it. You analyzed it. Understand? There are other times that you do like that, it's actually God that is leading you.
Yeah.
So this is why when we're talking about growing deeper, we have to grow deeper, even in discernment. We'll come back to that later. So it's like you analyze. So the man of God stands at the standpoint where he says this and this and this. Then Joel was telling me that prophecies have been bouncing. Just like there are many prophecies that are bouncing. You understand? Understand the times and seasons. It's very possible for that to happen. And it will happen why? Number one, the creative power of the prophetic is missing. Number two, the prophet speaking is analyzing and saying what he wants, declaring what he wants. You get? Not what God has said. There's a difference. You know, you can get up because they teach us to speak with faith. You can get up and say, this is what I want, so I prophesy this will be so. That's what most people do. You think they've heard God. But the disadvantage is when you're doing this and you don't have the creative power of the prophetic, you're wasting your time. The ability to cause things to happen. So like, let's say for example, now I want something to happen for Joy. See, maybe a home needs like 500,000. Then you have to pray for a miracle money. You know it can happen. So you say, I pray for you miracle money. She wait, nothing happens. It not come because you don't have the creative power of the prophetic to do it. It's not because she's not having faith. You get? You know hope, you know the person we're talking about. Yes, you know the radical material. Yes, you understand. You get it? So many people have gotten things, then they have tried to push into it, but it's not happening because they lack the creative power. Because lack the creative power. That's just all about it. So about what God can do and what God cannot do. when it concerns your consecration now, forget about what you think. Follow what God tells you. Read your mind, everything. Let God tell you what He wants you to do, then you do what He wants you to do. And guess what? Scripture says, and if any say unto the people, if any man comes unto me to inquire of the Lord with an idol in his heart, tell them, I, the Lord, will respond to them according to the idol in the heart. You understand? I fell victim of this. I fell victim of this. So the only way is to actually let go everything. That's why Rachel wrote that quote, said, when God kills a man, He raises a deity. The Bible says there's no life until the seed dies. When the seed dies, the new life springs forth. See, let me tell us something here. We think that when we die is once. It's not once. Every level we get into, there is still death that takes place. This circle, before you reach the top of this circle that you are in, you died a certain level of death before reaching there. When you cross the energy level, much more death will be required again. Not the ones you did though. Deeper. Maybe much more painful too. That's how it is for every circle. Every energy level you're getting into. That's how it is. So we get to think when somebody starts talking about this, say, no, I did that things. Even Jesus was still dying, but He was at Gethsemane. She take this cup away from me. And that's the last death He died. But not my way. That will be done. How should Jesus pray that out there? You don't understand. No? He was like, I didn't see everything. But he had to die. I hope. So there are new set of consecrations that are waiting for you. Until you start them, you remember where you are. You understand? Until you start them, you remember where you are. I will give you an assignment. You go and study about warriors. Go and study who an Amazon is. Okay? We study the top. There are lots of things that they will not try. Help us, Lord. Lord, help us. 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 Each time that we come into the presence of God, it's an opportunity to be able to move from one level to the other. It's a privilege and it's an honor to be called into the throne room of the monarch of Zion. You know, you cannot get into a place until you You cannot get into a president's office until an invitation is issued unto you. Most of the times, such meetings we hold, it's not really because it's a convenient time. It's just because that's the time that the invitation has been given. So we can decide to push it forward. Then we come back and try to get into it, but it's like nothing is moving. Because the invitation has been given. And then if it's not honored, like what Jesus did, say there's a parable of a wedding feast. Now the Lord sent out invitations to his friend. And what happened? Still they could not make it alone. So he went out and sent the invitations to peasants and beggars. This is why in every dispensation, in every is it every year? No. There's always a season. Every season, something happens. So God starts moving with certain individuals. When he's moving with them, he sends an invitation. They honor the invitation and then they get into it. But then, because it's their first time of getting that type of invitation, they're so eager about it and excited about it. So they discover